Hi everyone, good morning once again. This is Rochelle Rivera of Professional VAs, and we're here to present to you another VA training for employee versus entrepreneur and another one for social media basics. But now, let me just give you a little bit of our history about professional VAs. Professional VA started as a VA company or as a VA organization which I started with myself and my technical partner and also my VA partner, Miss Florida Napalan. Together, we offer VA services like blogging, social media, basic SEO, website development, and graphics. Now, while doing the business, I discovered that there's a big or a huge difference between the VAs in the Philippines and other neighboring countries and the VAs in the US. And also the difference of offering yourself as an employee VA and versus as a business owner VA. So we decided that it's better to educate more and more people or more and more VAs to know the difference of the two misconceptions on virtual assistants. And that's where the Professional VAs Academy started. All right. I'll just share a little bit something about me. For those who do not know me, my name is Rochelle Rivera. You can call me Rosh or Rochi. I used to be in the corporate for more than 11 years. I'm a mother of 2 children, and I decided to become a full-time mom in 2009. And it was a very difficult move for me because I was, earning well in the corporate, and then suddenly I was jobless. And then I tried a lot of businesses, including multi-level marketing, computer shops, and tons of direct sales. Unfortunately, that business didn't work out for me. So I decided to take a rest for a few years, and I gave birth to my little baby. And in 2012, the VA concept, 2013, sorry, the VA concept was introduced to me. Yes, 13. And I was offered a VA job 3 weeks after my resume was posted in a site that advertises VA. It's for $1.58 an hour. So while working for that client, I learned that VA business concept and the rest. So I learned everything. And then that's where everything started. The rest is history. So I'm going to cut that a bit and we'll be transferring to the next presentation, which is social media. Basic social media and management. Now, what is social media? We often hear the word social media and we know all about Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, YouTube and Instagram. So we decided to give you a little bit more about what the social media, the daily social media that we know. And why do we have to go to social media for our business? Well, it's free advertising. That's the first one. There's actual engagement between you and your target customers. There's a real-time discussion that happens. You can promote the image that you want, and it's an easy access to anyone. So anyone with an internet access and with a smartphone can access social media. So reaching your ideal clients is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Also, there are a lot of basic social media platforms. The most popular that we know are the Facebook, the Twitter, we have the YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. Yes. Yes, sis.
Yes, I can't see your screen. Are you sharing it?
Ah, okay. Let me share it again. Sorry about that. And thanks for letting me know, sis. Oops. All right. Let me go back to the social media. Ta-da. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's go back to basic social media management. Again, there's free advertising. There's actual engagement. Real-time discussion happens. and you can promote the image that you want for your business, and it's easy and accessible to anyone. Now, the social media platforms that we normally know are the Facebook, the Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, Google+, Tumblr, Flickr, and there are a lot more social media out there that we may not know yet. But anything that has a social engagement that allows people to interact, comment, like, share each other's posts are part of social media. But what is it, by the way? Social media is the social interaction among people in which they create, share, or exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and networks. So that happens with the help of the internet and the social media platforms. Now, what does a social media manager do? Mostly, so a social media manager do regular posts on social media, but it's a lot different from just posting like what you do on your regular personal social media profiles, because the social media for business has a target market, and the post that you do has to be tailor fitted to the the target market that you want. So if your target market, for example, are doctors, so that means you have to post something that doctors might get interested in it. So that's how it is. And social media managers do post on a regular basis. So it should be, like, for example, a minimum of 3 to 4 times a day on Facebook and LinkedIn, and a few more times a day for Twitter and other social media platforms. So they vary according to the social media platform that you post on. And social media manager also manages groups. They build relationships. They blog and they make videos as well. They comment. RT means retweet, and they use hashtags, and they engage the people. In order to do that, in order for a social media manager to do that, there are social media tools out there that helps the social media manager's life easier. There's the Hootsuite, there's the Sprout Social, the Buffer app, and many others. I just gave these three as an example because we personally use this one. This is an example of the Sprout Social dashboard, wherein you can just type in your message here in the box, and it will automatically shorten the link. Once you put in the link here, there's something that you can just click here below that says shorten the link, and it will count the words or the letters or the characters that you put in there to make sure that you're complying with which social media you are posting the post into. Right. Next one is the Hootsuite. This is one of my favorites. There's a free version, of course, and there's a paid version. The Hootsuite also allows you the same thing. And best thing about Hootsuite is that it allows a bulk sending. So that means if you have scheduled about a week or two social media posts, you can just put it in an Excel file or a CSV file, and then you can just upload it to Hootsuite and hit the single button, and then they will schedule from there. So it's also easy. Next one is the Buffer app. This is Florida's favorite. She likes this platform, and just the same, just like Sprout Social and Hootsuite, it helps you manage and schedule your social media posting. So these three tools are the three social media tools that we use, but there are others out there that you can check out. You can just type social media in the search engine, and they will pop up, all of them. You'll be surprised at how many social media tools there are in the market. They vary on prices and in features, so you might want to check out which one would work best for your need. Right. And what are the basic Facebook management tasks? I said earlier that you post regularly, at least 3 to 4 times a day or more if you have more time. You have to engage in groups. That means you have to talk to people. You have to comment and like, post and share. You have to start building the relationship by means of that in order to get their attention, get their trust, and of course in order to sell yourself, show them that you are an expert in your particular field. You also need to answer related questions to your niche, to your market. For example, you're a blogger. So if somebody asks a question about blogging, you might want to answer that. And the person that you answer, the person that asked the question will will remember you, and of course the other people that will see your comment will see that you know what you're talking about. So it slowly builds trust and relationship, and also it creates authority. Now you can also join in Facebook parties. Facebook parties is just a simple post wherein it encourages other people to put in their page links so that you will exchange likes on each other's links. So it's normally done in Facebook and Twitter. They call it Facebook and Twitter parties. So it's one of the most popular event in social media wherein you exchange likes, you exchange comments. It's some kind of a group syndication as well. So group syndication is also the same thing, but it's inside a group, and that group has a certain purpose. For example, you have joined a blog syndication group, and that blog syndication group's purpose is to like each other's blog, share it, and comment on it. So it would increase all of the members' blog visibility and exposure. So it just kind of help each other up. The next, you can also create a group for yourself. You can start, inviting friends, family members, and group mates. Or perhaps you can also start inviting some of your ideal clients. When you create groups, you create authority as well, and you build more people. Of course, it has more, what do you call that? You have to do more tasks by creating a group. You have to manage it. You have to be the administrator of that group. But then, as I've said, it builds more authority in you. And next one, you have to make yourself your business. You have to make yourself and your business your expertise, and you have to make it known to everyone. You also have to make yourself available at all times. So there's no excuse why you cannot answer a certain post or why you cannot comment to a certain question, something like that. Next one, basic Twitter management task. The Twitter platform is not the same as Facebook or other platforms because it's faster. They say that it's a fast-paced social media, so posting 9 to 12 times a day is necessary so that people will see your name appear at least every hour or two of the day. So that's the difference, and it has a limit of 140 characters. So maybe that's also the reason why Twitter became popular, because people got challenged with the 140 character limit in the platform. Right? And RT. RT means retweet. It means that you will just share the post of others. So for Twitter, the term that they use is RT. They also use hashtag. They started the hashtag to group all the posts with the same content. So they use hashtag to do that. Hashtags um, doesn't what's that? It doesn't um, what's that, Ray? Hashtag is something that you use only the letters. It doesn't use other characters like the question mark or the end sign or the asterisk. Only letters and numbers, and it doesn't recognize spaces. So that's how it is. Hashtags. You should also reply to mentions, engage in comments, and create lists. So list is something like a group in Facebook and in LinkedIn, wherein you group people according to um, what's that? According to what you want. Let's say you have a lot of friends and you want to group them according to your high school friends, to your college friends, or to your target market. You can create lists like that. That way, you can check out on what they tweet, what are the topics that they like, what they comment on, and stuff like that. So, create lists. And next one is the basic LinkedIn management task. In LinkedIn, it's a bit slower than Facebook. However, Most people in LinkedIn are professionals and business owners, so it's really advisable to stay in LinkedIn as well. You can post at least 2 to 3 times a day or more. The same with Facebook. Engage. You add connections. Friends are called connections in LinkedIn, and you can endorse them according to their skills. If you know somebody that knows a particular skill, let's say sales and marketing, you can click the endorse button, and it will show up in their profile that you have endorsed them. You have endorsed them for that particular um, in that particular skill. You can also join in groups, comment, and ask questions. You can create groups as well. And the same thing with all social media platforms. Make yourself, your business, and your expertise known to everyone, and make yourself available all the time. The secret in social media is consistency. When you start social media right now, you don't stop next week or 2 weeks after. So this is something that you should do every day as long as you have your business. This is the only way that you will also build credibility to your audience and to your target market. Availability. You have to be available at all times. If you cannot do it, you can outsource someone to do the social media posting for you, but you have to be there. Your avatar should always be there. Next one, there should always be creativity in the posts. So that means you don't just post the same thing every day, or all quotes, or all links for a business, for blogs or articles. You can you can mix them, and you can look for other industry posts. Let's say, are your target market interested in HR posts, or in only in quotes, in jokes, or in motivational quotes, stuff like that. All in all, social media is a relationship building platform. So you don't waste the opportunity to engage in your customers and to um, make yourself available to your target market. That's one of the secrets in social media. Next, blogs and YouTube videos are also part of social media because you also engage in people, you comment, and you share the material. It's just that blogs and videos are not treated like we treat, Facebook and LinkedIn, because not everybody blogs and not everybody, film themselves. But it is a part of social media, and it is very effective, just like YouTube. You also make it engaging. You also share them, comment on them, and don't forget, if you're making a blog or a video, you always put a call to action. Now, what is a call to action? A call to action is something that asks the audience or your target market to do something. Let's say you're blogging something today. You tell them that if they like your blog, that they can comment, they can like and share it to your readers' social media. And same with the videos. If you want them to buy or to email you or whatever, you have to put a call to action there all the time. Right, and a few more tips. Make your profile presentable. If you are planning to be serious in business, you have to make your picture. You have to look decent and clear, and you have to, look presentable in your profile picture and in your cover page. It has to be inspiring to others, and please don't rant in social media. Don't show anything that your clients might not like, because you don't know where your clients are lurking. And please don't pick a fight. So it's not proper to pick a fight in social media. You always want to be professional. You always want to appear approachable. As much as possible, do not rant and do not pick a fight there. Okay? Right. And watch out for more of our social media training. If you have any questions, you may ask them now. And I know somebody in the group right now may want to add some more tips. Ray, I know you're there. Oh, hi, David and Ronnie. Hello, welcome. Ray, I know you want to say something. Everybody, please meet Ray. He's one of my friends, and he's a social media expert. Say hi to Ray, everyone.
Hi, Ray.
Hello.
Hi, Ray.
Hello.
Hi, Ray.
Ray, you might want to add
Hi.
something about the
Hello.
presentation. I know it's very basic, but I know you know more, so I'm giving you the table.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rosh. Rosh, just a few things, just basic stuff about social media. And
Sorry,
Rosh
Ray, I'm
already
going to cut
covered.
you off. Hold on, Ray. Can everyone please mute
Okay.
their microphone first so we
Oh,
can
I'm
hear
sorry.
Ray? It's okay. All right, thank you. Okay, I'm going to mute mine now, Ray. Again, sorry.
Okay. Good. All right. So, guys, Rosh has already mentioned most of the basic tasks, social media tasks, for VAs or for people who would want to manage their Facebook accounts or their clients' Facebook pages. And there's a lot, not just Twitter, not just LinkedIn. You can also have Google Plus and Instagram. You can use all of them to promote your business or your client's business. Now, we will be able to, Rosh and I agreed to create a module for a paid module for this, depending on the feedback of and the need of the people around here and what you would want to have or to see or to learn more about social media management. And we might be able to help you out, especially for new VAs. It would be really helpful. Now, for just a few things that I would like to touch on or cover regarding what Ross just mentioned. In terms of Facebook parties, it really caught my attention. At first, when I was managing pages for clients, I was really excited to join Facebook parties. I joined a lot, and yes, it will give you likes. It will give you some boost in the engagement part, but don't overdo it. I'm not saying don't do it, but just don't overdo it. Especially if when you are already digging down into the details, the demographics, you would want your Facebook page to be engaging, and the people who would want to engage, to comment, are the target market or the target audience of your client or your business. So just mix it a bit. Let's say, for example, you join Facebook parties twice a week, but don't join every day because that's going to ruin or just going to give you a false idea that you have actually a lot of people who would like your page or your client's page. It will give them a false idea that there's a lot of engagement. But if they're coming from Facebook parties, who knows? They might just like you and then just turn off their notifications and shut you down. So you will not appear on their news feeds, Facebook news feeds. So it's going to be useless if that happens. So just don't overdo Facebook parties. Just join once a week or twice a week. That's already decent enough. That's good enough. Okay, now for your post, yes, you just like what Rosh mentioned. You need to be creative, and it should be related. If it should not be sales pitchy, because your audience would not like that. Just be creative, and then you can also boost your post. So that means you can promote it, and there's a link or a button there next to the or at the bottom of the place or box where you can type in your updates. You can just boost your post, and you can select. You can spend as low as 40 pesos to boost that post or the update for, let's say, 3 days. You'll just be spending for, let's say, for a day, you can just spend just 40 pesos for it, and then it depends on your budget. You can extend it to how many days you would want it to be boosted or promoted, and Facebook will promote it, and it's actually to work for you, especially if you have your client or your business has a budget. I would recommend you boost your posts or your updates and use the paid ads as well, but mix them up. Use the free post for free, and try the paid ads as well and boosting your post. And then next is about Facebook still, about the Facebook Insights. Check your Facebook Insights at least once a week, especially during the weekdays or weekends, because it will give you very important or crucial data about what you've been doing for the past week. It will give you information about what posts are really effective, engaging, so you can just replicate what you've been doing well. So it will save you time of thinking about what type of post your audience, your client's audience are really interested in. So it will just imagine if all your posts will be engaging for the audience, and they will engage, they will comment, they will share it every day, every time you post it. So that's the goal. You want to have more engagement on your Facebook page or Facebook profile. So check Facebook Insights. You will find a lot of useful information there if you check them. You don't have to check it every day if you don't have the time. You can just check it once a week or twice a week. Really, it really depends on you. Now on Twitter, again, Rosh has already mentioned a lot of basic stuff, basic tasks for you to manage your Facebook account. Of course, you need to be consistent, and 9 to 12 posts per day is actually good enough for you to for your post to stay afloat. And for the posts and RDs or retweets, I would recommend for your post, the 9 to 12 post, you can mix it up with your original or unique post for your client or for yourself, for your business, and then try to look for updates or shares by other people who you follow, the influential people in your industry, in your client's industry, or just people who are really engaging or regular Facebook users. Share what they have, retweet what they have shared to everyone, and then you can, before you do retweet, you can try to place a comment there or reply to a post and then retweet it. So every time people would retweet that retweet from you, it will be linked back to you as well. So it's best to not just retweet everyone just for the heck of it. So it's comment. You can also favorite it. Click the favorite button or the star symbol there. It will also notify the person that you like or favorite their post or their tweet. So it's gonna be a good boost in your engagement part. Okay, and for on hashtags, it's actually important for you to recognize and to take note of the hashtags, especially the ones that are trending, not just for your brand or for your client's business, but if you can see, if you go online or using the web browser to access your Twitter account, you will see trending hashtags. Most of the time, they change during the day or within 24 hours. If your business, if you can come up with, I would suggest if you can come up with tweets or posts that wherein you can add a hashtag relevant to your business, which is trending at that moment, I would suggest you do that at least one or once a day. Try to tag yourself or use a hashtag which is trending for that day. It will increase the engagement and the exposure of your client. I've tried that a lot of times with my clients. Let's say, for example, for today, for this week, what's trending is the part of one of those trending hashtags are those related to the teleserye of the legal wife, and then the concert of One Direction. Yeah, you can also, if you can, try to use that hashtag. Then when people would want to search for that hashtag for the conversation, you can join in. They will see your post and make sure that it's related though. Don't just put the hashtag because they're trending just for the heck of it. People will not like it. It'll not like you. It will just ricochet and it will be to your disadvantage. So just use hashtags properly and wisely because it will really generate more followers and more engagement for you and for your client. And Rosh mentioned about creating a list on Twitter. It's actually important for the list for marketers, for hardcore marketers, they know what the list is for. So you need to take take advantage of the idea wherein you can create a list for your client, because this list will allow you to promote your client or your business's products or updates or posts to the selected clients or selected users, Twitter users. You don't have to. The good thing about creating a list on Twitter, you don't have to follow every one of them. You just need to add them to a specific list that you created. It will you filter them out. If you, let's say, if you want to create a list for students because your client's business is geared towards, or the target audience, the recommended or preferred target audience are students. So you can create a list for students. You can create a list for companies or Filipinos, OFWs. You can do that, and then you can just target them. You can do the targeting properly when you are about to post something relevant to students or relevant to OFWs or whatever you have the list for, whatever list you have there. So it's really important. You can use it that way, and you don't have to follow them again, because that would actually following everyone who follows you is actually not a good idea, because that just means you're just out there to be good, to be chummy chummy with everyone. So you don't have to do that. You just select the people you follow, especially if they're relevant to your niche. So just do it properly. Okay, now I'll jump into LinkedIn. One of the things I would like to probably recommend is asking for or requesting for connections. Yes, connections are just like followers and people who like your page in Facebook on Facebook. So it's really important. LinkedIn is very good. It's a very recommendable. I would recommend LinkedIn if your business is business to business. That means you would like to reach out to businesses aside from instead of customers or consumers. It's really important to have to be active on LinkedIn. And when you request for connections, I suggest you don't use the default message that hi, I would like to add you on LinkedIn. Then there's a dash and then your name on it, because that it will actually turn off, or it will actually discourage those who are really influential on LinkedIn in their industry. It will turn them off, and then they will not accept your request. So I would suggest you just be personal about it. Just tell them I don't know you, you don't know me, but I'm interested to know you more because I'm impressed about your profile, and I'm also into this industry or whatnot. And you can also end it with my tip is when you send a request, connection request, end it with a question. Let's say, for example, okay, hi, let's say Rosh, you don't know me yet, but I really am impressed with your profile, and I understand you've been a VA for quite some time. I'm also a VA myself, but I would like to know more. Do you think it's possible for us to connect here on LinkedIn? End with a question, because it will give you it will give the person an opportunity to answer your question and then accept your request. So it has always worked for me. Every time I send a request, I would end it with a question, and they would always, if out of 10 requests that I've sent where I typed in or used a personal request, 9 of them replied back and followed me back or approved my connection. So that's why my connections right now, I have 1,300 something connections on LinkedIn. So that's actually good. You need to at least reach 500 for you to have a good profile on LinkedIn. So it's actually good for your business and for your client. And also for groups, it's actually also a good venue for you to or to showcase your expertise or your authority over your chosen niche or business. So just build on that. You can create your own group or join groups that are relevant to your business or their client's business. So to improve your authority. And for posting for everything, just to give you an advice, for your post, if you want to create a good post, a relevant post, I suggest, of course, we can't just come up with posts, very good posts ourselves every time. So I suggest you create posts. And the good thing about creating your post, let's say if I see that Rosh published or posted a very good post, an engaging post, I would share it to my own timeline or your page, and then just say something good about that, and then tag Rush on that update, and then show the link, and Rush will see it, and it's a good engagement. It's a good way to build relationship with another business or with another brand or with another person relevant to your niche or your industry. So I think that's about it. Rush, turn it over to you.
Thank you so much for the great input, Ray. We appreciate that. Oops, my little girl is shouting again. Sorry about that. All right, so do you have any other questions, ladies and gents? So if you don't have any questions right now, we'll just go over to our next topic, which is about virtual assistant. Where are we? Where? Hold on. Let me share my screen again. Make sure that you will see it. Oops. There. Can everybody see my screen now? Oops.
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. Right, let's start over. Alright. Our topic for today is about the two virtual assistants, the business owner and the employee virtual assistants. Before we go there, let's go back to the basic. Let's go to Wikipedia. And what does it say about virtual assistants? When we go there, it says that a virtual assistant or a VA is generally a self-employed and provides professional, administrative, technical, or creative social assistance to clients remotely from a home office. VAs are business owners, and technically, anyone that does a certain job remotely from home is a VA. So as they say, VAs can do everything except bring you coffee in the office. So that's it. Now, why did I say that there are two misconceptions about about VAs? Recently, I learned that there are employee VAs and there are business owner VAs. Although VAs are defined as supposed to be business owners, it has been a while now in the Philippines and in other neighboring countries that VAs are treated as employees. And these VAs are those that apply for home-based jobs from websites like online jobs, Odesk, remote staff, virtual staff finder, Fiverr, and many other agency and bidding sites. So normally when you come from those sites, they treat you as an employee. The reason behind that is because those sites has an what do you call this, a counterpart sites that educates the clients that we only accept this much and that their expectation of us should be like this and like that. So they have been briefed before they get to us. So that's how things happen. There are webinars and teleseminars and there are ebooks out there educating clients and business owners abroad about how VAs are cheap and that how VAs can be skilled and cheap at the same time, and then how they should manage and how they should treat the VAs. So there are websites like that. So that's the reason why there are clients that treat us as an employee. So that's the difference. The second one is the business owner VAs. So these VAs are those that put up their own website. They're invested on their own skills. Perhaps they came from a corporate background and they know a lot of skills, or they have enrolled in certain programs, let's say an SEO expertise or social media expertise or coaching or anything like that. They created portfolios, they asked for testimonials, and they repackage themselves in their business so that when the clients find them, they can say that they are business owners and they give contracts and they have business policies and everything. So these are the business owner VAs. So based on the definition alone, you can see the big or huge difference between the two. Right, but let me tell you right now, VAs are not employees. They're not supposed to be employees. VAs are entrepreneurs or business owners. What are the difference again? The employee VAs and the business owner VAs. Now, I've created a chart that will show you the differences. Okay, we have in the first column, the particulars. Second column is the VA employee. Third column is the VA business owner. For example, where do they get clients? The VA employee get their clients from agency sites, or perhaps from referrals from friends or from previous clients. But the VA business owners, they get their clients through their own marketing efforts. They do social media, they do ads, they ask for referrals, and of course, they go outside and they network. And the time of work, the VA employee, of course, spend 8 hours a day or depending on the client's requirement. And the business owner, VA, spend the time of the day depends on what time he wants or what time you want, and depends on the contract that you've signed with the client, with the services. The VA employee depends their services on what they applied for. Let's say if you applied for a social media manager, you'll be just doing a social media management. But if you're a business owner VA, you will choose what kind of job you want, what kind of task you want to do, and what kind of skills you want to offer. So basically, if I would have a choice, I would do the job or the task that I love doing. So that's the difference between becoming a VA employee and a business owner VA. Now, the policies. The VA employee follows the client policies. So if the client says, you have to work 8 hours a day, 1 hour for lunch, no breaks, and I'd have to check on your computer. I will install something just so I can check if you're really working for me and not just surfing the internet. So they would install a Trojan or something what they call like to monitor your screen if you're really doing the work. They do have stuff like that. But for business owner VA, you give them your company policies. So you create them. You create the policies. And that means that the client has to abide by them. So there's a big difference there. Next one is the contract. If you're a VA employee, you have to sign a contract the client gives you. And sometimes you can ask what is this contract all about, or can you change something? Can you change the rate, something like that? But most often than not, you can't. You just sign it because it's your work. But for a VA business owner, you give them your contract and you ask them if they want what's in it. And then if they don't, you kind of meet in the middle, or you just drop the client and just say thank you. I'll just refer you to another VA that may be of fit to you. So that's the difference. Another one for the fees and the pays. VA employees are normally paid $2 to $5 an hour, on average. On other bidding sites, there are VAs that accept 50 cents, 60 or 75 cents, and even $1, which is very sad. And the clients decide how much they want to pay. And when you want an increase, you're very shy, and you can hardly ask for an increase. That's what normally happens. But you still can. But sometimes you just can't, and you're just having a hard time to do so. Well, if you're a business owner, you decide how much you rate. Normally, VA business owner rates start from $20, $25, $50, $70 or more per hour. But that depends on your skills as well. So I don't just go out there and then just say, oh, what do I want to ask for my rates today? I want $70 today. So no, you have to be firm on your rates, and you have to back it up with skills. You don't just ask for $20 an hour and then just do data entry forever. That's not how it goes. You also have to back it up with skills. Next one, the time frame to get a client. If you're a VA employee and you will just be applying for a job, you can get a client in a week, in a day, in a month, or even more as well, depending on your expertise, depending on where you're looking for, depending on everything. If you're a business owner, you do the same, but you don't just apply for a job. You look for contracts. So you look for business. And the time frame for that takes more, maybe 3 months, 3 to 6 months, or even more, depending on your particular niche or your particular target market. With the investment, if you're a VA employee, you just invest on your good resume, a good. You have to look presentable, of course, in the interview. You have to dress up, even if it just means dressing up from your waist above, because that's what the client will see if you do a Skype interview or a video meeting. And of course, you invest on your skills. Sometimes those skills are acquired through your college education or your corporate background. Sometimes you can also enroll in other schools to make your skills better and to increase your skills. With VA business owners, their investments are bigger. They invest on social media, on websites, they do portfolios, they create portfolios, they ask for testimonials. Of course, they also have the skills, and their skills has to be a really good one. They have to write proposal letters. They have to answer requests for proposal as well from clients. They call it RFP. And they also do interview, consistent social media pages, and branding. So it's kind of a lot when you're going to look at it. But when you get used to it, it kind of becomes the second part of you. It becomes the second view, your branding and yourself and your business. So next is your title. If you're a VA employee, your title depends on what the client wants you to be called. You can be called an executive assistant, an executive secretary, virtual assistant, virtual secretary, or just an assistant. But if you're a business owner, it depends on what you want to be called. You can be called just a simple owner, a proprietor, a CEO, a director, or anything you want, because it's your business. So again, there's this certain freedom to it. Now, with time tracking, I mentioned earlier that if you're a VA employee, the client tracks your time either through a screen capture or any other means. But if you're a VA business owner, you provide them your tracker. There are other time tracker tools like the FreshBooks. There are Teamwork PM and other tools out there, but you yourself has to provide it. You invest on it. You pay for it on a monthly basis, of course. It's not free. There are free software out there as well. There are free apps, but mostly you pay for them. I pay for my FreshBooks, by the way. And for payments, it depends on them. They can send you every week, every 2 weeks, or every month. But you can also haggle at times. I haggled with my previous employer before. And then, if you're a VA business owner, you bill them. You bill them either in advance, or you bill them by retainer, or anything you want as per your policy. You can create a package of your skills, and you can do a little mix up of everything depending on what client wants. So that's how it normally goes. And the treatment, of course, if you're a VA employee, they treat you like an employee. Like you have to be there at 7 o'clock if your time starts at 7 o'clock. And if you get off at 4 o'clock, you have to get off at 4 o'clock. And they might give you overtime if you have discussed that prior. But then you are an employee, you have to abide by their policies. But if you're a business owner, you're a business partner. You act like a business partner and you think like a business partner. If something happens, if you're an employee, let's say there's a power outage, you'll just text your employer, you'll just say, I'm sorry boss, we have a power outage, or my PC is broken, it can't work. But if you're a business owner, you don't accept that as an excuse. You look for other means. Either you go hook up to a generator, or you go someplace else where there's power. You find means so that your clients won't be disappointed in you. so that you will meet their expectations and exceed them. Alright? Alright. My babies are laughing outside. Not too loud, not too loud. Sorry. Alright. Next one. The things to expect. As soon as you're hired, what does a VA employee needs to expect? As soon as an employee VA gets hired, the employer tells you how you should work for him or for her, and he trains you. You figure out the job on your own. So that varies from client to client as well. And then the client give you information such as password and username. You start working. You wait for their update, or you may ask questions at times. But if you're a VA business owner, you send your contracts, you send your policies, you send client information sheets for your clients, you brief them. So that means you have to tell them how you work. You train them, because sometimes you have to train them how to use your tools, let's say your FreshBooks and your social media tools. You have to do that yourself. You have to allot a certain time for that. So you ask for their information via the client information sheet as well, and then you start working. You give them updates at times, perhaps a weekly meeting or every 2 weeks. It depends on your availability and your client's availability. And asking questions every time. So that's it. Next, who can become a VA? Some may think that anyone with a computer knowledge and special skills can become a VA. Well, that's true. However, that's not all the things that you need in order to become a VA, because there's a lot of things that you need to do. Of course, given are the hardwares, and of course, the internet connection. There's the headset, the webcam for interviews. Sometimes you need the printer and scanner and a phone system. Mostly a phone system is needed if you are a VA who engages in calls for customer service or for sales. There are other phone systems out there. I tried using Ring Central before, and it's a very good phone system. It even has a fax service and a callback number where people from the States or from other countries can call my number, and it's just charging. It's called a VoIP. The service is it's like they're calling the local number, so not overseas. That's how phone system works. And what skills does VA have? Most VAs come from corporate background. Of course, they normally do internet and research skills. They have Microsoft or OpenOffice, the Linux or the Ubuntu Office. They know the cloud-based tools, the Dropbox, Google Docs. They know how to do the social media, the marketing. But you don't expect one VA to know social media and to know web design at the same time. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So it just happens. Okay, later on I will be discussing more about that. Next, how VAs should be treated. Since VAs are business owners, so you have to treat them like that. You treat them with respect, like partners and like clients. And they have business policies in place, and you should abide by the business policies. If you're a client and there is a policy about late payments that says, they will top off a $25 late fee if you've been late for paying your bills for, let's say, after 3 days or 2 or 3 days, and you have to abide by it. You have to pay an extra $25 for being late. Okay, so if you don't want to pay an extra $25, then don't be late in your payments, or you pay in advance. That's the good thing about VA entrepreneurs. You create your own policies because it's your business. You can run it the way you want it. Right. What VAs can do for a business? VAs can take care of your entire HR operations, your entire accounting department, all the administrative tasks that you want them to do. They can make your websites. They can take care of your advertising tasks, social media presence. They can work without supervision, and they work with value for your money. Aside from the tasks that I mentioned, there are a lot more that VAs can do. They do SEO. They do graphic design. They do phone handling, appointment setting, managing your daily calendar. They can do everything. But of course, you have to find the VA that best fit for what you need. Okay? That's always the key. Find the VA that fits for what you need. Now, I just want to show you the rates of VAs in the States versus hiring a full-time employee. Their full-time employee normally ranges from $13 to $15. Those are the regular employees, and they also work 40 hours a week. Their days off are Saturdays and Sundays. So roughly, if they're going to hire a full-time employee, they will spend about $600 a week. But if they're going to hire a virtual assistant, let's say for $25 an hour or $20 an hour for a week, how much would it cost? $20 an hour for, let's say, if they need you for 10 hours a week, so it's $200 a week only versus the $600. Plus, if you hire a full-time employee, you have to set aside at least 30% for their benefits and their taxes. So it's an additional overhead on your part. If you will compute that for a year, you will spend how much? More than $45,000. But if you only get a virtual assistant, and even if you pay them $20, $25 a month, you will just end up paying $10,000 plus in a year. So that's how VA rates are calculated in the States. And that's how they also calculate the pay for their employees. So at least you know what to, you know where you are if you're charging this much rate, as compared to them hiring a full-time employee. So this is also another example. I got this one from the prevailing minimum wage rate here in the Philippines, which is only at 466 pesos Manila rate. That's way too low, and that can't even feed a family of two if only the mother or the father is working. So I know for the mothers and the fathers out there who's doing the budget, I know that they know how little these figures are. Let's say, for example, you have a monthly payment of more than just 10,000 a month, but for the US VAs, they pay $20 an hour, which is how much? Around $3,000. So I just give the example to show everyone how big the difference is in terms of the lifestyle and the budgeting that the parents need to do here in the Philippines versus those in the US. And I understand as well that here in the Philippines, that car is not a necessity because we do commute a lot. But in the US, they also commute. But most people there, and average people in the US, do have their own cars. So they have more expenses, and they have to maintain more than us. So that's also one of the differences that we have to consider. Now here it is. I also took a picture, or I made another table for the per hour rate of VAs here in the Philippines versus the US, only at $20 an hour. Because here in the Philippines, normally we're given rates at what? $3.70 per hour. For US, it's $20. We're going to look at the final pay or monthly pay for VAs here in the Philippines. They sum up $28,000 or $650 a month. But if they're going to pay a US or an American VA, they have to spend at least $3,500 a month. So the difference, or their savings, would be around $2,800. So it's less than about almost $3,000 savings if they're going to get an employee VA. But here's what happens all the time. They complain that the VAs that they get are not reliable, that VAs just, go on AWOL or an absent without leave, or they just bail on the clients at any time they want. So most VAs become unreliable. They look at VAs as someone that is unreliable. But of course, not all VAs are like that. There are other VAs that are reliable regardless of the pay, but we cannot tell that everybody's like that. So that's the reason why there are employee VAs and there are business owner VAs. For you to choose what kind of service do you want if you are a client. Do you want to hire an employee VA, or do you want to hire a business-minded or an entrepreneur VA, because you pay for what you get what you pay. If you pay for small amount, you get a small amount of skills and you get a small amount of diligence in the work. If you pay more, you get what you pay for as well. So that's the difference. Now, I also would like to um, tell everyone about VAs being superheroes, but we're not, because I always see this post in social media. This post is about a certain task that they need the VAs to do. They are asking for social media management, blog management, email management. They also need to do report for KPIs. KPIs is a key performance index, using some information on Facebook, Infusionsoft, and Google Analytics. Prepare click-through open rates from report on Infusionsoft. That means how many people are clicking through your emails, bulk emails sent versus how many are not. File management, calculate email profit share, schedule memes in WordPress, write help scouts in FAQs, schedule webinars, update records in Infusionsoft, appointment setting, respond to inquiries, post YouTube videos, and organize transcription. So if you will just see the skills alone, these are a lot of skills for one person to handle. So sometimes clients think that VAs are superheroes. So we're not. Sometimes VAs have actually expertise. There are VAs that specializes on blogging and social media, like I am. There are VAs that specializes on technical services like SEO, WordPress development, or network administration. There are VAs that specializes on marketing, which handles those KPIs, Infusionsoft, email marketing, and the likes. So when you're a client, sometimes, or when you're talking to a client, sometimes you also have to educate them that we don't know much, we don't know everything, that we need partners and we need groups in order to finish a certain task. So if you are doing a certain contract for a client, you have to take into consideration what they need for a VA, and if you can really do those tasks, then go ahead and get it. But if you can't, either you find another client or you find the help. You find another VA who knows what your client wants. You outsource as well. So VAs also need VAs, not just the business owners. And besides, VAs are also business owners. So VAs can become your clients too. So that's one tip. You can also look for VAs as your clients. All right. So what else? Oops, I think I have a short story here that I just want to. Sorry. Oops. I have a short story here that I want to tell you regarding people that gives their Gmail and their Yahoo addresses as the as where you're gonna send your resume to. Before I worked for a certain company, which I thought was legit. I worked for 2 weeks. I was asked to post job posts every day on different free ad sites in the U.S. and here in the Philippines, in Craigslist, in free U.S. ads. What else? In all of the social media, in all of the ads in social media. But then what happens is that he also asked me to create a lot of Gmail addresses, different, or 10 exactly, 10 Gmail addresses, and forward all those Gmail addresses to one Gmail, so that they'll just have to check one Gmail address. So everybody that emails there in those 10 Gmail will be forwarded to one Gmail account. So I found out after a few days of working for him that that company is a scam. So I stopped working. I'm just telling you this story because sometimes we're too excited for the job post. But if they are a legit business owner, why would they give you their Gmail and their Yahoo addresses? I'm a small business owner, and I even have my own domain for my email. I have rush@professionalva.com, and I'm not even earning that much. I'm not earning millions and hundreds of thousands, but I can afford to pay for my own domain. So just something for you to think about. If you see, I didn't say that all of those Gmails and Yahoo addresses are fake, but do you have to do diligence in checking for legitimacy of the client that you're applying for. You can browse them, you can check them on search engines, check them on social media, and just do your best, give your best judgment on them. So this is just a short story that I want to share for those who always apply for on Gmail and Yahoo addresses or other generic emails like that. Okay, now what to do next? If you think you want to become a VA employee, you can start applying now, of course. And if you think that you want to become a VA entrepreneur, you can start learning the business. We have free training videos in YouTube channel. You just type in Rocheful Rivera in YouTube, and all of the video trainings will appear. We are also in a Facebook group. Just type in Professional VAs. You'll find us there, and we'll be happy to support you. We have a lot of files there that will help you. Now, what else? If you want more extensive training, we have this 6-month coaching program wherein we go back to the basics and we check up on your modules 1 to 5. We'll make sure that everything is done. We also have an ebook for you. All of these are free. But if you think that you still need more help, we have this 6-month coaching program, which is an extensive coaching program after your modules 1 to 5. This is for modules 6 to 12, where we will be tackling how to go back to your business foundation as module 6. Module 7, social media and implementations. Module 8, client hunting preparations. Module 9, client welcome kit. Module 10 is business operations. 11 is tools that you need. 12 is the website preparation. Now you will see that the website preparation is the last because if you are just starting out your VA business, you may not need your website yet because you don't have to spend much if you don't have, if you're not yet earning that much. Besides, you can do social media as an alternative. But if you think that you really need to start with your website, we also have the website preparation for you. And if you will be asking for the price, since it's a business coaching program, it's going to be a 6-month program, and the price will be $47 a month. It's only $1,500 for somebody to kick your butt and tell you what to do, but you have to follow. Just like those fitness instructors that you pay and you don't follow, you won't go anywhere. All right? So if you're interested, you can PM me or you can go to the website, professionalvasacademy.com. And so get ready. See you soon. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to unshare my screen now. Hello, I'm back.
Hi.
Is there any violent reaction
No.
or questions? Questions.
How long would that coaching program be?
It's gonna be 6 months program, but we will meet 1 hour or 2 hours a week for 2 sessions. We can schedule that perhaps one on Monday and one on Friday, but depending on everybody's schedule. And it's not just a typical training program like this one, because there is a coaching program like we will be tackling what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, did you do your assignment, what do you need help for, do you want help for a specific weakness, or do you want to boost a specific skill, a specific strength, so stuff like that. It's something like there's somebody that will keep on pushing your butt until those 6 months to help you find your ideal clients and set up your business for once. That's it. More questions? And in the topic for the VAs versus entrepreneur VAs, I know that this is a very delicate topic for all VAs here in the Philippines, especially that I shared the minimum wage that we have and the typical VA rates that we receive. So is there any other question on that?
No, I don't have.
Thank you, thank you. Ron.
I have a question regarding,
Yes.
Yes, yes, David.
example, you have a already you have an existing client and you have a contract dispute. How do you file for dispute if the client is overseas?
Where did you get that client? Did you get the client
Well, I'm just
from?
asking. It's a general question.
Oh, yes. Well, disputing a client is really very hard, even if you have contracts, especially if they're overseas. So it will be very, very hard. But most Americans also respect contracts, and if they see that you are a business owner and you are professional at what you do, they will also abide by it. They will also abide by your contracts. But for some, they really can get away with it, unless you have someone in the U.S. and your contract is legit and it has some what do you call this phrases that says that if there's a certain dispute you can go to a certain they have a term for it, not a legal department. They have a term for something like a legal organization that you can go there for this without going to an attorney and without going to legal matters.
Yeah, it's like
I just forgot what it says. I'll get back to you on that. I'll send you a sample of the clause so you'll understand. Thank you for the question. David, are you satisfied with the answer?
yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Ron, why are you frowning like that? You're smiling. No questions, guys. So I guess we can call it a day. And thank you so much. So I'm going to stop broadcasting right now. If you have questions you want to ask in Filipino, as soon as I stop the broadcast, you can ask them in Filipino. So, all right. For those who are watching us and who's going to be watching the recording, thank you so much, everyone. And I hope to see you in the group Professional VAs in Facebook and PM me anytime. Thank you.